Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Osceola's First Impressions. My name is Pat Burnham. I'm joined by Osceola publisher Jerry Kutz. Florida State's just come off the practice field after practice number 4. Jerry, another hot day for Florida State on the practice field. Back in shells for the second time after having Saturday off. I felt like it's hard to pick a winner and loser in practice because that's really not what practice is set up to be. But it looked like defense was having success early on in multiple drills, team drills, or position-specific drills, and then the offense kind of caught up as the day went on. What were your overall thoughts on practice?
Yeah, I thought the offense had a higher percentage of completions today in my mind than in previous days. And I thought DJU, when I went back and looked at, I was keeping stats on him, and his percentages were better than I had thought while I was watching the practice. But I thought Luke Kromenhoek and Brock had good days as well today.
And I thought generally as the practice went along, I thought the quarterbacks were sharper. We didn't see as many, bad decisions as we've had. There were some key drops. They had a couple of passes that dropped on them that counted against them. We saw some of that. But overall, particularly in 1st and 10 team, DJ looked really good. They did a bunch of 1st and 10 situations coming out on start of drive. DJ looked really sharp in that portion of practice. And then I thought Brock really looked good in 3rd and long. I thought he had a good day, so did DJ, but Brock he had a couple, 3-4 completions in a row, but I think you got to feel good about the progress we've seen out of DJU and Brock 4 days into practice.
I agree. I think I'm feeling a lot more confident in what those guys are doing on the regular.
Yeah, and another guy that continues to stand out 2nd day in a row, Sam Singletary. He broke off a couple of long runs. He looks really good. We mentioned on the offensive side of the ball, Amari Williams. Again, was the guy that decided to play tight end just before the season started. He looked really sharp, had a couple of nice receptions. And, of course, I think one of the fun things, Jerry, about padded practice is we get to see the offensive and defensive lines go against each other. We saw some good things in half-line inside drill today. I thought the tight ends in particular, I kind of focus on them because that's one of the questions going into camp. Can Florida State find a unit in tight end? And listen, they were outstanding reps by Morlock, Jackson, and Amari Williams in that drill. And Brian Courtney did a nice job on a cutoff block. And that was one of the questions we had going in. What have you seen from the tight ends that impressed you?
I think from a pass receiving point of view, they're catching the ball, for one thing. To your point, Amari Williams had several really good catches in tight spaces today. Seems a little more advanced than his age.
Yeah, and it's really impressive given the fact that he actually moved up a classification and could be practicing on a high school team right now.
Morlock continues to catch the ball, so that's encouraging.
Yeah. And then, of course, listen, I thought during live inside drill, which is a 7-on-9 drill, which is 7 offensive personnel versus 9 defensive personnel, I thought the defense had the upper hand today. Daryl Jackson was obviously a force. Justin Cryer came up with some nice plays, as did Aaron Hester. We saw Sean Murphy flash in that drill, and I was really impressed. Now, there was obviously the offense had some success too. We saw Julian Armella and Maurice Smith opened up a nice hole for Roydell Williams in that period, inside run drill. So that was fun to watch. And I got my first look at pass pro, and I was really impressed with what I saw out of Darius Washington and out of Daniel Lyons on defense. I had both of those guys having multiple winning reps in that drill. Lucas Simmons, who continues to impress and grow into a college offensive tackle, had a couple of nice reps, had him down with 2 winning reps. And then, of course, you had Daniel Lyons, Tommy Durajay. I call him Tommy. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. But Tommy Durajay had a couple of nice reps in that drill, too. Did you get a chance to watch any of the 7-on-7?
I did not.
Okay. All right, yeah. So that was a pretty good drill. And then I really thought the team period 16 and 17, which were 1st and 10, that was kind of split between the offense and defense, which is good to see, right? Open field, you want to see both teams, both sides of the ball have success. If you're a coach, right? If you're Mike Norvell, you want to see that be a back and forth type of thing. And I thought that's what we saw. Shaheem Brown looked very good in team. I thought KJ Sampson made a couple of nice plays. We saw Sam Singletary make some runs. We saw,
Davis.
yeah, Hakeem Williams had a good day at practice. So, listen, I think this has been about as evenly a contested camp so far, 4 days in, as we've seen. Now, I believe they're going into full pads tomorrow, so we'll have a much better idea. They've spent 2 days in shorts, 2 days in shells, and I believe tomorrow they can come out in full pads. So we will be back tomorrow after practice with another edition of the Osceola's First Impressions, and appreciate you checking out the show.